A, root 2A is the phase diagonal. Root 2A, root 2A by 2, root 2A by 4, etc. is equal to. First, root 2A you take. It's nothing but multiple of them, you will get the same value. That is why. Root 2A is nothing but a phase diagonal. Now you take the phase diagonal. So for this cube, you just take this. For this cube, this is one phase diagonal and this is another phase diagonal. But this another phase diagonal I am not considering. Why? Because to this phase diagonal atom is not there. Understood? So in this plane, so this is one. See that this is one. This is another one, and this is another one, and this is another one. Total how many? 4 in one plane. Total how many planes are there? So there was a simple step. 1, 2, 3. In this plane, 4 phase diagonals. In this plane, 4 diagonals. In this plane, 4 diagonals. Total how many are there? 4 3s are 12. Understood? So now we discuss this plane. In this plane, how many are there? 4 are there. Similarly, in this plane, you consider. In this plane, how many phase diagonals? 4. Okay. Next one more thing. In this plane, 4. Clear? Clear? So now the number of nearest neighboring atoms at a distance of root 2A is how much? So 4 on each plane, total 3 planes, 3 4s are 12. So that is equal to 12. Next one, number of nearest neighbors at a distance of root 3A, root 3A by 2, root 3A by 4, etc. is equal to. Yes, tell me. At a distance, root 3A is nothing but what? Body diagonal. Yes, tell me body diagonal. I told you for a cube, how many body diagonals are possible? 4 body diagonals are possible. When you connect the any two corners, we get one body diagonal. Now, from this corner, how many body diagonals are possible in one mini cube? One mini cube, one only, right? Okay, this corner is diagonal with the opposite corner, only one body diagonal is possible. It is not forming any other body diagonal. So, in one mini cube, one body diagonal. Total, how many mini cubes this atom is connected? 8 mini cubes. So, total 8. So, number of neighboring atoms at a distance of root 3A, root 3A by 2 or root 3A by 4 is how much? 8. So, if you remember these 3, then you can easily identify the number of nearest neighbors in simple cube, FCC, BCC, etc. Let us see. First of all, SC, simple cubic container. Next one, body centered cubic. Next one, in face centered cubic. So first of all, simple cubic if you take, nearest neighbor, or else at a distance of first nearest neighbors. First nearest neighbors, and its a distance. Second nearest neighbors. Yes, in simple cube is nothing but what? Atoms are present only at the corners. So if the atoms are present only at the corners, atoms are present only at the corners. If atoms are present only at the corners, what is the shortest distance? Shortest distance definitely should be A only. There was no other shortest distance between them. Okay, so what is the formula for them? What is the formula? For first nearest neighboring distance is A. Understand? The first nearest neighboring distance is A. At a distance of A in any cube, select distance of A, how many of? So the nearest neighboring atoms are 6. Understood? Next, for a simple cube, what is the second nearest neighboring distance? So A was finished. What is the second nearest? Phase diagonal only, right? So the next one is phase diagonal. Okay, so Second nearest neighboring, what is the formula for the phase diagonal? Root 2a. So the second nearest neighboring distance formula is root 2a. And at a distance of root 2a, how many of atoms are there? 12 are there. So the second nearest neighboring atoms for simple cube is 12. Clear? Next, come to the BCC. In BCC, along with that atoms, one atom is also present at what? Center of the body. Center of the body. Okay, now in BCC, what is the shortest distance between them? As we know, this is A, and what is the distance? Shortest distance means they connected like this. And what is the distance between the corner to the center of the body? Corner to the center, root 3a by 2. Root 3a by 2 means what? How much? Root 3 value 1.7 by 2 means it will be around 0.85. So 0.85 is lesser than 1. So that is why the shortest distance or nearest neighboring distance, first nearest neighboring distance is how much? Root 3a by 2. Understood? So in case of body centered cubic, the first nearest neighboring distance formula root 3a by 2. And at a distance of root 3a by 2, what is the number of atoms? 8 are there. So 8. Next, second nearest neighboring distance. So root 3a by 2 already finished. Next possibility is edge length and phase diagonal. But phase diagonal is root 2a. Root 2a value 1.414. So the second nearest neighboring distance is a only. At a distance of a, how many atoms are there? 6 atoms are there. Next, FCC if you take. In case of FCC, the atoms are present at phase centers. Now, what is the shortest distance? So, the shortest distance now they connected like this. And the distance between them is root 2a by 2. Root 2a by 2 means 0.7. So, that is the shortest distance. So, here in this case, the first nearest neighboring distance is what? Root 2a by 2. At a distance of root 2 or root 2a by 2, what is the value? 12. So in FCC, coordination number is 12. I told you, no? So the same value. And second nearest neighboring distance. So root 2a was finished. The second nearest neighboring distance is definitely a1. So second neighboring distance is a, and its value is 6. Just remember this table so that you will be clear to count the number of nearest to calculate the nearest neighboring distance and the number of nearest neighboring atoms, second nearest neighboring distance and second nearest neighboring atoms. So I think this clue helps you to find out the number of I think this concept is clear to you. Okay, densities, density of the unit cell or density of the crystal, how to calculate. As for the density, we know the formula. Density is equal to what? General formula, mass by volume. That is the general formula. Density is equal to mass by volume. So what is mass? Mass is nothing but what? The total mass. Total mass. So let us consider the number of particles present is equal to number of particles are present in it. So how to calculate from mass? How to get the number of particles? You just divide with the number of Avogadro number. We get the number of particles. Okay. So number of particles present is equal to mass by Avogadro number. Next one. Number of particles present in a unit cell. Z, as we know, Z is nothing but effective number of atoms present in one particular unit cell. So the total mass is equal to number of atoms into, so this is not the number of particles, the mass of a particle. The mass of a particle is equal to total mass divided by Avogadro number, and number of particles present is equal to Z. So mass of each particle is m by Na. The total number of particles is equal to Z. So the total mass m is equal to Z into m by Na. Clear? Understood this point? So in the place of m, what you can write? Z into m by Na. And volume formula, the volume of cube is equal to A cube. So if we substitute that, density rho is equal to Z into m by A cube into Na. Clear? So this is general logic only. The mass of one particle is equal to total mass by Avogadro number. Number of particles is equal to Z. So the mass of the total mass of the substance is equal to number of particles into mass of each particle. So in the place of mass, I have written Z into m by Na. And what is the volume? A cube. This is the formula when A is in centimeters. Edge length given in centimeters. Sometimes what happens? Edge length they may give in picometers. In case of picometers, we should use this formula. Rho is equal to Z into m by Na into A cube into 10 power minus 30. So where edge length is in picometers. This interconversion you should remember. If you take the edge length directly in centimeters, this is the formula. If the edge length given in picometers, this is the formula. Okay, so this is about the density. By using this density, you can easily calculate the what effective number of atoms or molar mass of the unknown substance. Okay, this is also one more. You should be clearing it. After that, let us discuss the crystal lattices of some ionic solids. Ionic solids. We are dividing the ionic solids into two categories: AB type, AB2 type. So like this. So in that we are going to discuss the few type of salts. One is NaCl type of the salt. Crystal lattices in ionic solids. In that the first one is what? NaCl. And in case of NaCl, when you calculate this gamma value, what is the gamma value? It's the radius of cation to the radius of anion. So that is equal to radius of Na plus by radius of Cl minus. When we calculate this gamma value, we got is 0.51. 0.51. If the gamma value is between 0.414 to 0.732, why do we have octahedral void? So the void it is having octahedral void. It was clear. If it is octahedral void, what is the coordination number? 6. And already we know that. So okay. Next, coming to the NaCl. Out of cation and anion, which ion will form the FCC lattice? That is a point you should know. Always remember that among the two ions, the ion which is a large in size always will form the crystal lattices. So Na plus and Cl minus is larger. So Cl minus ion will form FCC lattice. Okay, and Na plus ions, if it is forming FCC lattice, number of Cl minus ions will be Z value for FCC 4. If 4 Cl minus ions are present, definitely 4 Na plus ions are present. So that is why Na plus ions are occupying octahedral voids. Number of octahedral voids is equal to Z value. That is why Cl minus ions are forming FCC lattice. Na plus ions are occupying their octahedral voids. Clear? So Z value of Na plus, what is that? Na plus occupying octahedral void. How many octahedral voids? 4 are there. So the Z value of Na plus is 4. And the Z value of Cl minus is also 4. So the formula of this unit cell is Na4Cl4. What is the chemical formula of this NaCl unit cell? Na4Cl4. But we will generally write NaCl. And one more thing, what is the coordination number of Na plus? Coordination number of Na plus and coordination number of Cl minus. Both their coordination numbers. So here what void they are present? Octahedral void. For octahedral voids, how many? What is the coordination number? 6. So coordination number of Na plus is 6 and also Cl minus is also 6. Clear? Next, suppose if they given you radius of Na plus ion and radius of Cl minus ion. Okay, how to? And sometimes they may give you edge length. By giving the edge length, they may ask you a radius of cation and anion. Like this. What is the relation between the radiuses and edge lengths? As already he mentioned, Na plus ions are present at octahedral voids. But octahedral voids are present where? At edge lengths. Okay, body center as well as edge center. So this is what these are what? Chloride ions. Why? Because they are present at corners. and this is what Na plus. Why? Because Na plus ions are occupying octahedral void and that octahedral voids are presented. So from this what you can say, this whole edge length A is equal to radius of RCl. That means 2 RCl minus plus 2 RNA plus ions. So from this what you can write? Edge length A is equal to 2 times of radius of cations and radius of anions. So that is the relation between radius of ions to the edge lengths in NaCl crystal. Remember that. Then this kind of NaCl crystal type are having in which crystal lattices? So like NaCl crystal, some other salts are having the same arrangement. What are the others? Other examples which are showing the same crystal lattice? So along with NaCl, the halides of 1A group elements except cesium chloride. Halides of 1A group elements except cesium chloride. Remaining all halides of chlorides of 1A group elements also will form the same. That means NaCl, KCl, RbCl like this. And oxides of 2A group elements also same, showing the same, but except beryllium oxide. Remaining oxides of 2A group also showing the same NaCl type of crystal lattices. Okay, these are the examples about the NaCl. The second category, the second ionic solid I am going to discuss, that is what? Zinc sulfide. This is also we called as urzite, zinc sulfide. This is also AB type of solid. And when we calculate the limiting radius ratio gamma value, that means the radius of Zn plus 2 to radius of sulfide ion, and we got the value, how much we got? 0.31 we got. That means it is in between 0.225 to 0.414. So what type of void it has? It has a tetrahedral void. Remember that. If it is a tetrahedral void, what is the coordination number? 4. So the coordination number of both Zn and a sulfide, both are had 4 only. Next, move to the which ion is forming? Already I told you, always larger ion will always be forms what? Crystal lattices. Here, what is a larger ion? Zn plus 2 or S minus 2? Okay, Zn plus 2 or S minus 2? Zn plus 2. Okay, so Zn plus 2, sorry, S minus 2. S minus 2 will forms FCC lattice. Zn plus 2 will occupies. So it is what? FCC means 4. So definitely 4 Zn plus 2 ions are present. But Zn plus 2 ions will occupies alternate tetrahedral voids. Why? Because usually for FCC, how many tetrahedral voids are there? 8 are there. If all tetrahedral voids are occupied with a zinc ion, then 8 Zn plus 2 ions will come. But we need only 4. That is why it is occupying what? Alternate tetrahedral voids. Clear? And what is the formula? So that is what? Effective number of atom of Zn plus 2 is equal to 4 and effective number of S minus 2 is also 4. So what is the chemical formula of this unit cell? That is equal to Zn4S4. So simply we write it as Zns. Tell me what is the coordination numbers of both? They both are forming which void? Tetrahedral void. If they form tetrahedral void, for tetrahedral void, what is the coordination number? 4. So the coordination numbers of both Zn plus 2 and S minus 2 for both of these coordination number values 4. Clear? Next, distance if you take the distance of that, already I told you that sulfide ions are forming FCC, that means they are present at the corners and as well as face centers. Zn plus 2 ions are present at the tetrahedral void. And what is the distance between the corner to the tetrahedral void? Already we discussed. The distance between corner to the tetrahedral void is always be 1/4 of the body diagonal. So the radius of Zn plus 2 and the radius of S minus 2 is always be equal to how many times? 1/4 of body diameter. That is why you bring 4 to this side. So 4 times of cation, radius of cation and anion is equal to √3a. So this formula we will use for zinc sulfide. Then like zinc sulfide crystal lattice, what are the other examples? Like zinc sulfide, okay, it is also showing by beryllium oxide. I told you that except the oxides of 2a group, except the beryllium oxide, all other oxides of 2a group elements are showing NaCl. Then that BeO will show what? ZnS. So not only beryllium oxide, the diamond also showing the same type of zinc sulfide. Then you may get the doubt. In zinc sulfide there was a different cation and anion. Okay, so sulfide ion forming FCC, Zn plus 2 are occupying alternate tetrahedral. Then what about the diamond? Diamond having only carbon atoms? Nothing. In the place of here both cations and anions, both are carbon atoms. Okay. Next, move to the third one. Third type of crystal lattice I am going to discuss, that is what? CAF. CAF. This is what we call as fluorides. Fluorides. This is the AB2 type. AB2 type. So in this AB2 type, if you see that when you compare the Ca plus 2 and F minus, which is larger? Ca plus 2 is larger. So that is why always larger ion forming crystal lattice. So that is why here Ca plus 2 will form FCC lattice. Clear? So remember all are almost FCC lattice only. Okay, Ca plus 2 will form FCC lattice. And F minus will form which lattice now? Yes, F minus will occupies. Okay, total FCC means what? 4. Total calcium ions are 4. Then the fluoride ions will be, number of fluoride ions are double to the number of calcium ions, so it should be 8. So all tetrahedral voids occupied by fluoride ions, not alternate. All tetrahedral voids are occupied by the fluoride ions. Okay, so what is a quad and what is a void deposit? So if you see that calcium fluoride, okay, no problem. The coordination number of calcium ion, is 8. And the coordination number of fluoride ion is equal to 4. 8 and 4 coordination numbers. Okay. Next one, Z value of Ca plus 2 is what? 4. And Z value of F minus is 8. Effective number of atoms are 4 and it is 8. Clear? So coordination numbers are different here. Clear? CaF2. Then like and what is the distance between them? What is the ratio between them? So if you take this CaF2, so as we know calcium ions are present at the corner. FCC means they are present at the corner. Tetrahedral voids, fluoride ions. That means the distance between the corner to tetrahedral void will be the shortest distance. So radius of cation and radius of anion is equal to 1/4 of body diameter. Same formula for the zinc sulfide is also same. Okay, so 4 times of radius of cation and the radius of anion is equal to √3. So the same formula we are using. Like calcium fluoride, like fluoride ions, what are the salts which are showing the same crystal lattice? Like calcium fluoride, strontium chloride, okay, and the calcium chloride, thallium chloride, okay, and lead chloride, cadmium chloride, etc. All these salts are showing the same type of fluoride structures. Okay, once again, calcium FCC, fluoride is calcium ions are forming FCC lattice, fluoride ions are occupying the tetrahedral voids. So the coordination number of calcium ion, see coordination number of calcium will be what? 8 will be. Okay, and fluoride ions will be 4. And the effective number of calcium ions is 4 and fluoride ions is 8. So the formula will be what? Formula will be Zn4F8 will come. The chemical formula of this unit cell is Zn4F8 will come. So this is the distance between the relation between the radius of ions and edge lengths. We are going to discuss anti-fluoride. Anti-fluoride, that is nothing but Na2O. Na2O I am going to discuss. Why we are calling it as anti-fluoride? Why? Because it's a quite opposite to the fluoride. In fluorides, what their anion is forming cation FCC lattice, and cations are occupying what tetrahedral bonds. But here quite opposite. That means here Na plus and O minus 2. Na plus and O minus 2. Which is the larger? O minus 2 is larger. Why? Because both Na plus and O minus 2, what? Both are isoelectronic. In case of isoelectronic species, by increasing the magnitude of negative charge, the size will increase. That is why here oxide ion is larger. So that is why here oxide ions are forming FCC lattice. Na plus ions are occupying tetrahedral bonds. Okay, and the coordination number. The coordination number is what? So for coordination number for oxide is what? 8. Number of oxide is 8, and the coordination number of Na plus is 4. Coordination number of Na plus is 4. Why? Because Na plus is forming tetrahedral void. The species which is involving in tetrahedral voids, what is the coordination number? 4. So Na plus coordination is 4, but the coordination number of other ion will be double to that. That is 8. Clear? Next, effective number, if you take effective number of O minus 2 will be 4. Why? Because O minus 2 forming FCC. So effective number of O minus 2 will be 4, and effective number of Na plus will be 8. Okay, so the chemical formula will be what? Na8O4. Simply Na2O. And if you take the distance between them, same as like that. This distance relation will be, why? Because one is forming FCC, another one is occupying tetrahedral void, means definitely root 3 by 4 will come. So that is why radius of cation, radius of anion is equal to root 3 by 4 A. Okay, and like antifluorides, what are the other salts which are showing the same crystal lattice? Other salts, what are those salts? So like that, lithium oxide will form. Oxides of 1A group elements, Na2O and Na2S. Next one, K2O, K2S, and then so these are the salts. Means oxides and sulfides of 1A group elements will form this kind of will show the antifluoride structures. Next. And the last one I am going to discuss, that is what? Cesium chloride. Cesium chloride. As we know, in cesium it's a different amount. What type of void they have? Simple cubical void they have. Simple cubical void. Why? Because the void, when we find out the ratio between the cation to anion, it will be more than 0.732. So what type of void they have? Simple cubical void they have. So in this case, cesium and the chloride, which is the larger? Cesium is here chloride ions are present only at corners. That means they are forming simple cubic units, which like is simple cubic units. Whereas cesium ion is present at body center. Okay, they are present at body center. So like completely they are forming BCC lattice. So chloride ions are simple at corners, and cesium ion is at the body center, means the overall crystal will be what? BCC lattice. In BCC lattice, the coordination number of both cations and anions both are what? 8 only. BCC lattice. Okay, so center, above layer 4, below layer 4, total 8. Coming to the distance, shortest distance between them. So if you take, this is a body center. So this is at the corners, this is at the corners, this is at the center, cesium is there. The total body diagonal is what? Root 3a. So root 3a is equal to radius of 2 times of radius of anion. Maybe this is anion, this is anion, and this is a cation. 2 times of radius of anion and 2 times of radius of cation. That means 2 times of radius of cation and anion is equal to root 3a. So it is different formulas are coming. Don't be confused. If you clear about the concept, you feel very easy about this. And like cesium chloride, what are the examples? Other compounds are showing the same crystal lattice. Like cesium chloride, cesium fluoride, cesium chloride, cesium cyanide. Similarly, thallium fluoride, thallium chloride, thallium cyanide. So these all are the salts which are showing the same structure like cesium chloride. So these are the some ionic solids. I hope this concept is clear. So why these formulas, distances? Why? Because they will give you the edge lengths and ask you to find out the radius of cation and radius of anion, like this end of questions. So frequently they are asking. If you clear about this concept, you can easily do this. Okay. Next, I'm going to discuss a short brief idea about the defects. Not going in detail, I'm just touching this. Defects. Defects are nothing but what? Malfunctions, alternations. So some of the atoms may miss or some of the atoms may dislocate. That is what we call as defects. And these defects primarily we are classifying the defects into two types. Okay, one is stoichiometric defects and the second one is non-stoichiometric defects. Stoichiometric defects and non-stoichiometric defects. What are these stoichiometric defects? Means these are the crystals, these are the defects which maintain the same stoichiometry. Maintaining the same stoichiometry means what? The formula of the crystal remains the same before and after defect. Okay, the formula of this unit cell crystal remains the same before and after. Even after the defects also the formula remains the same. It means maintaining the same stoichiometry. That is why we are calling these defects as stoichiometric defects. Non-stoichiometric defects means here there was a variation, means alternation of chemical formula, okay, after defects. Best example I will give you. Before the defects, iron oxide is formula Fe, but after defect it becomes Fe 0.93O. Before the defect FeO 1:1 ratio, but after the defects what is the ratio? 0.93:1. So is there was a change in what? Formula of this crystal after the defects. Then the defects we call it as what? Non-stoichiometric defects. So stoichiometric and non-stoichiometric. Again under the stoichiometric we mainly discuss two defects. What are those? The first one is Schottky defect. Schottky defects. And the second one is Frenkel defect. Schottky defects means what? Main thing, first of all, Schottky defects observed where? The Schottky defect we observed in the crystals where the coordination number is very high or very large, means coordination number 8, coordination number 12, like this. And the size of cations is almost equal to size of anion. Means radius of cation and radius of anion is almost same. In this case we observe the Schottky defects. And these Schottky defects, what are Schottky defects? Is nothing but the defects where the equal number of both cations and anions are missed. Equal number, not unequal. So total, suppose if 2 cations are missed, automatically 2 anions also miss. So after the defects also formula remains same. Okay, so Schottky defects are nothing but the defects where the equal number of cations and anions are missed completely. So then those defects we call it as what? Schottky defects. And because of equal number of cations and anions missed, what happened? The density of these defects, density of these crystals after defects, yes, after the defects the density is decreasing. Why? Because some number of cations and anions are completely missed. So the density remains decreased. Okay. So what about the conductivity? Conductivity also will decrease. Sorry, because of the missing holes formation via holes, conductivity will increase. So this is about the Schottky defects. Clear? Next, move to the Frankel defects. Frankel defects are nothing but in which case Frankel defects quite reverse of the Schottky defects. When the coordination number is small and there was a huge difference between the cation and anion. So the difference between radius of cation and radius of anion is very high. Okay, in that case we observe this Frankel defects. What exactly Frankel defects? Frankel defects are nothing but if some number of ions are displacing from their original place into other places. For example, so this is a crystal. So like this, these are the cations, plus to minus, plus to minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus. Like this it is present. Some number of cations like minus ions are displacing from its original place to here. Are they losing? Are they missed? No, they are just dislocating from their original place into interstitial spaces. So there was no complete loss of cations and anions. They are just dislocated, and then that defects we call it as what? Frankel defects. Okay. So dislocation of ions from their original place to other. Okay, so there was no loss of any ions in this defects. That is why the density remains same. The density remains same, but the conductivity increases. What is the reason? The placing from here to here. So there was a free ions and here holes formation. New holes are forming and the free ions are produced. So because of that, what happened? The conductivity will increases. And because of this dislocation, what happened? The strength of those solids will decrease somewhat. Okay, so this is about the stoichiometric defects. Non-stoichiometric defects, second category, non-stoichiometric. In the non-stoichiometric defects, metal excess defects, metal deficiency defects. Okay, so, so many types are there. I'm not going to discuss that. I wanted to discuss an important method of this. There was a chances of asking the question on this non-stoichiometric defects. Suppose if the formula of the iron oxide after the defects, the chemical formula of iron oxide is 0.930. Okay, then what is the percentage of ferrous ions and ferric ions in the crystal? Okay, percentage of ferrous and percentage of ferric ions in the crystal. That is the question. Frequently they are asking, more important model. So always remember that in any compound, whether it is a defected crystal or whatever it may be, undefected crystal, one thing is common. What is that? The total magnitude of positive charge should be equal to the total magnitude of negative charge. Magnitude of cationic positive charge should be equal to magnitude of negative charge. That is a hint here. So let us consider the total number of iron atoms are how many? 0.93. And oxygen atom is 1. Now what I am doing is, I am just multiplying with 100. So I am writing this equation, same equation as Fe93O100. Shall I write like that? Same ratio, right? So total how many iron atoms are there? 93 atoms are there. Out of 93 atoms I am considering the ferrous ions, number of ferrous ions I am considering as X. Number of ferrous ions I am considering as X. If ferrous ions is X, then ferric ions will be 93 minus X. Why? Because total number of iron atoms are how much? 93. So the number of ferric ions will be 93 minus X. Okay, so the total magnitude of positive charge is how much? What is the number of ferrous ions? X. What is the charge over it? Plus 2. So 2 into X, 2X. Okay, magnitude of plus 2 charge is plus 2 into X. 2X plus magnitude of ferric ions plus 3 into how many atoms are there? 93 minus X. So 3 into 93 minus X is equal. This is the total magnitude of positive charge. Is equal to. Now come to the anions. What is the anion here? Oxide. Okay, oxide means it is having minus 2 charge. How many oxygens are there? 100 is there. 100 into minus 2? Minus 200. So that is equal to minus 200. Clear? 2x plus 3 into 93 minus x is equal to minus 200. Now let us see. 2x, 393s are 93s are 27. So So minus 3x is equal to minus 200. Then 2x minus 3x is minus x. You bring minus x to that side. Okay. So no need of this charge. Magnitude of positive charge is equal to magnitude of negative charge. You can equate to 200 enough. Only magnitude, no need of sign. So minus x here, you bring minus x to that side, 200 to this side. Then x is equal to 279 minus 200. How much will come? 79 will come. So what is x? X I consider as what? Ferrous ions. So number of ferrous ions are how much? 79 out of 90. So percentage of ferrous ions is equal to 79 by 93 into 100. 79 by 93 into 100, that will be around 73 or 75 percentage will come. Clear? Similarly, ferric ions. Remaining will be ferric ions, and that number of ions by total number of iron atoms into 100 will get percentage of ferric ions. So this model is very, very important. I hope the solid state concept you people are clear. Okay, if you have any doubt in the solid state, you just type in the comment box. I'll definitely will respond. Okay, thank you.